Yeah, I think when teams come back from overseas, it's long distance. It's a hard week. We experienced it before the Stormers, and we weren't too flash, but we gutsed it out, dug in. And I guess you sometimes just try and put anxiety into the home team as quickly as you can. I think we did that well. And then the conditions played a part as well. So we always thought that we might have to go to our plan B with the rain. And so I was particularly pleased the way that the drivers of the game, Polly and Ivan and Warwick and those guys, how they actually managed the conditions very well. We got a lesson in Christchurch in heavy rain by playing too much rugby in the middle of the field, and we looked to exploit space on the edge. We just felt there were opportunities in their backfield. I think it's pretty clear and obvious that we've got quite an aggressive defensive system. It's a very unrewarding system, but it requires a lot of hard work as well, and it just constantly puts skill under pressure. So one of the areas where we want to grow is we want to feed our attack more as a result of that hard work. So we sat down in the bye week to look where we can extract more opportunities from turnover and be better in transition, which I thought there were a couple of really good examples of that early on. The two locks hadn't played a lot of rugby, so they're probably pretty lucky that Durban wasn't too humid. So the wet weather allowed it, and the way the game was, field position was critical, and set piece was always going to be difficult. So hence the reason why I made them go the duration. I did have plans to put Jason Jenkins on for RG, but it turned out I thought a line out, a contestable line out, was probably just as important in that second half, especially after losing Hondro and having to use a Lucy early. Warwick had a great week of prep. He's in great space, and he was brilliant today. A lot of young men go through different pressures from time to time, and he's obviously just been through some tough performances as well, and been trying to find form. And he looked like he enjoyed himself on his playground tonight, which is the one thing he can control. And so it's good to see him back in form. We'll just take 1 week at a time. We've still got a long way to go, but at least we're starting to see a blueprint that where there's confidence and understanding, and I think we're starting to win the minds and hearts of our fans, which is important because they've gone through a lot of sacrifice and a lot of hard times. And really, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's up to us to make sure that we serve something bigger than ourselves. And so, if we can continue to fight and play with that kind of spirit, then we will win and make our fans proud.
He's the chief advisor.
We sort of had to, we had to basically play through probably too many trials, really, to be fair, to make sure that we weren't rusty before. We're still going to be rusty, but not as rusty against the Canes. And then actually the bye came at a good time. We'd travelled and we'd had a few bumps and bruises. It was just good to mentally freshen the guys. But we just deal with one race at a time. We've got a weekly periodisation that is fully understood and very individually, specifically managed. We're in this 8-week period that we are now. We've got so much data on our athletes now that every individual will be treated on an individual basis every week. So for example, massive collisions today, so we'll have to be very, very mindful of how we complete our early part of our week next week. I just thought we spent a little bit too much time in our own half in the later stages of the first half, and we gave the Sharks structure, which allowed them to control the game, and then clearly force the referee to making decisions at the end of the field. So the second half was more about making sure that we controlled field position and gave them less structure. So you saw the ball stay on the grass a lot more. We lost a couple of ping pong battles, but generally at the end of the day, it also sucks up time and wet conditions as well, restarting set piece. I think we enjoy defence. We're starting to enjoy it. The guys really own it, and yeah, it's more than just a system. There's personal pride in it, but we also want to. It feeds attack, as you saw tonight. So we just got to keep getting better at identifying parts in the game where we can feed our attack, because that's where confidence comes as well. Scoring tries, and you have to score tries in this comp.